Around here we build it, we don't buy it. Y'all stay tuned to Shockley Build. It's all Shockley done. Y'all have a good day. Well, good morning. Beautiful Monday morning. Well, it's Monday morning. It's raining. It's rained a little bit. It's fixing to rain a bunch. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up this side by side today for a customer. Just put a new steering rack on it. Get power back up to the radio, and fix. There's a few little plastic pieces that's bouncing around. I think they're on the other side. We're gonna get them kind of attached. I've already changed the oil in the differentials. Checked the oil. She said that she thought the oil was changed in the engine, but she wasn't sure. Engine looked brand spanking new in the engine. Turn that down to 2. So you got to reach. There's a nut on the back side of this where the coupler is going onto the power steering box. You got to reach your hand back in here and around. Can you see my fingers? The bolt you got to take out is right there. See, I already got it out. And there's the nut. Let it fall down right there. So it's not real easy to get to, but you can get to it. And it does have to come all the way out. There should be like a little relief for the bolt, like a safety, in case it loosens up. It don't just slip off. Usually. I remember what else I did. I put a new fan in it. See it in there? It's ridiculous what you got to go through to put that fan in. No, I didn't record it. Didn't think about it. All right, one more thing I'm gonna show you. We're going to. All right, there it is. See that split? See that split right there? We're gonna open that up just a little bit. Make it easier to get off. Let me go get me a screwdriver punch. Be right back. There it went. Went right in. See, now look. Now look at it. See, y'all can see that crack now. So now it's opened up so you can pull it right off. Because it's such tight quarters in here, we're gonna be fighting with it as it is. This way, I'm not fighting that. I don't understand with technology now. Everything's got a nut, a bolt with a nut on the backside. You know, I don't know. On my Honda, everything's got clips or welded on nuts or stuff like that. It's hard to get to like this. Because I ain't figured out how in the world I can get to them. All right, let me get set up for this and I'll be back. While I'm unbolting the rack, I realized I forgot to show you. Here, it's stripping out inside there, or the joint's gone, one or the other. One of a few things. It's time trying to rebuild this rack. I don't have the tool to go in there. I could probably come up with something. I know I could, but there again, time. But there's a tool, use special tools to get these inner tie rods off. Okay, gotta have heat, time. I think we paid $140 delivered, 140 something dollars. It was less than 150. It's a aftermarket steering rack. It's not a CanAm. It'll do fine. She's only running 30s on this thing. You know, she don't drive rough at all. So it'll be fine. This rack, this is a 14 model. So you're talking 7 years. But this rack's been on there. So, and I've seen it, you know. There's been some people drive pretty rough and have some fun with it. And I don't blame them, I do too. But, you know, you just have to replace stuff like this when you have fun like that. So it just comes down to how much time have you got to try to save a little money, which the inner tie rod joints were $75 to $80 delivered for the two of them. They're both the same way on both sides. It would cost her more to pay me to rebuild this rack than it would be to buy the new one. Now she'll have this old rack. Hopefully she'll throw it in the shed outside. If that old other one don't last long, she can buy the CanAm joints, and then maybe I'll have time one day to rebuild it for her at a later date and time. You know, it might be worth rebuilding that one at some point in time, but you just gotta weigh your options. And with me, it's always, if I can save some time, I'm gonna save some time. All right, let me get this thing off. All right, we got the new one out. Same mounting, same distance between the mounting, same length. We just got to take these old tie rod ends off and put on this one. The new one was supposed to come with some, although they didn't look like these. But they weren't near as heavy duty as what these are. So we're going to use these. Put these back on because they're good. There's no play in them. They're still tight. And all the play, like I said, is right here. I mean, you can look at that. It's just won't slap out. Do this one, of course, it's still tight and new, and it's just what we needed. So let me get this rack mounted. I'll put outer tie rods on after I get it on. Scratch that. We're gonna put them on now. All right, so what I just did was I found center. I turned it all the way to the right. So I call that my 12 o'clock now. Come back, one turn, two turns. and it's locked. So that means halfway will be one turn back around. So that's the center of the steering rack, okay? So let's put this up in here. Then we simply go up here to the steering, and what I did was put it at the center, because this one was not centered when it was driving straight before. So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna get it aligned pretty good and go from there. So let's put it in. So here's the problem. All right, this is hitting. So we're gonna go. We're gonna take care of that. So it's hot. I'm gonna leave that under there for just a minute, let it cool so it don't melt that boot. And all that angle is for is to protect the boot from getting cut accidentally. Y'all call it my OCD or whatever, but when you cut with them cutting wheels, it leaves a little groove on the back side where you cut, and this boot right there, barely touching it. And I don't want no hole in that boot, so just trust the old. I can't say the word on here, I don't think, but it's a B word file, and it just takes some smooths down everything. Everything's ready to go in. So let's try this again. All right, so you always start your bolts before you tighten any of them. That way they'll all go in. All right, well, here we are, people. We got the steering gear on, new fan. We still got to wire the radio back up, that's no problem. And body panels fits, that's no problem. But I wanted to test drive it with the steering rack, make sure everything's aligned right. On the way over here, steering wheel straight, back centered. Good and tight. I'm talking about that steering wheel felt tight. Almost like a new one, and with them 30s, that's pretty unusual. All right, so here we go. All right, so drove good, it drove pretty good, track good. Steering wheel is almost straight. It's off by just a hair. I'm gonna toe this tire in a little bit because the front end does seem to be towed out. Once the springs settle down, get back settled down like it should, and we'll see how this works. It's always fun doing that. Took it down the road, about 45, 48. Track's just perfectly straight. Steering wheel's dead on now. We already changed, like I say, we already changed diff fluid, already changed a new fan. We've already put an air filter in it. And we're going to do headlights, fix the radio, and body panels. We got a body panel both on. So other than that, that's pretty much a wrap. Hey, y'all have a great day. Remember, build it, don't buy it. Fix it yourself. I know I'm doing this for a friend of mine. She's a great lady. I'm just helping her out, okay? She asked me to, so she wasn't time restrained for me, because for me, that's the biggest thing, is having time with all these other projects that I got going on. And still having to work a regular job. So you can sure work your life away if you want, but if you enjoy it, why not? I like doing stuff like this. I like being able to drive a different side by side, or finish a different truck and get it going. So, all right, y'all have a great day. See you later. Remember, subscribe, like. I sure would appreciate it. Oh yeah, there's one little thing, y'all. Something else I did on this machine. It's been probably 2 years ago or so. I built this snorkel. So it's got, best I remember, intake for the motor right here. Let me see if I can see this thing. Yeah, intake for the motor right here. No. Nope. Intake for the motor and intake for the CVT belt is on this side. That is the exhaust for the belt. See, there's your black dust. That's right. Didn't even have to check it, and I remembered. It's been a while since I did that. It might have even been 3 years ago that I built that snorkel system. And it is white PVC, painted with plastic paint. Held up pretty good, I think, for 3 years. I think it's been at least 3 years. Back when I had just done the gear reduction on my Pioneer. So yeah, it's been 3 years ago. A little bit right here. You can see where they've had a cooler or something in there. It's the only place in 3 years that it's rubbed paint on. I got pictures somewhere of it hanging up in my front yard when I was painting it on a tree. So just in case somebody wants to see it. All right, guess that's all now.